Okay, so you want to watch Fate. But every time you search Fate watch order, you get 15 different answers and somehow end up more confused than when you started. Yeah, I've been there. So let me just tell you exactly what to watch, in what order, and why. No spoilers, no drama, just the guide I wish I had when I started. Let's kick things off with Fate Zero. This is where you start. No debate. Fate Zero covers the Fourth Holy Grail War, and it is honestly one of the best entry points into this universe. The characters are deep, the story hits hard, and by the time it's over, you'll genuinely care about everything that comes after. And since it's a prequel, starting here means you won't accidentally spoil yourself on anything. The show does all the work. You just have to watch. Now, once you finish Fate Zero, before moving on, if you fall in love with the characters, and trust me, you probably will, go ahead and check out the Fate Grand Order anime. It brings back a lot of familiar faces in completely different contexts, and after Fate Zero, some of those moments are going to hit different. It's not required, but if you're already hooked, it's absolutely worth it. But if you didn't really connect with the characters, or you're just not that curious about their backstories yet, feel free to skip it. Grand Order doesn't tie directly into the main story, so you won't be missing any pieces of the puzzle. You can always come back to it later if you change your mind. Alright, moving on. Next up is Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works and Heaven's Feel. This picks up 10 years after Fate Zero. And yes, you'll recognize some faces. Now here's the thing, Fate Stay Night and Unlimited Blade Works actually start from the same point, but they go in completely different directions. Which ending is better? People are still arguing about that, so I'll let you decide. And then there's Heaven's Feel, the darkest and most personal route of the three. Watch them in order. Each one builds on the last, and trust me, it matters. Once you've finished all of that, it's time for Lord El-Melloi the Second. The tone is a little different here. It's more of a detective story, quieter than what you're used to from Fate. But don't let that throw you off, because without spoiling anything, there's a familiar face in the lead role. And since this series sets up some of the groundwork for what comes next, watching it here makes that transition feel so much more satisfying. And that brings us to the last one, Fate Strange Fake. If you've watched everything I just mentioned, I promise you will not be sitting there going, wait, who is this character? That confusion just won't be there. And the small plot twists, they're going to make you smile in the best way because you'll already understand why they matter. That's the whole point of watching in order. Strange Fake rewards you for doing the work. So that's it. That's your Fate watch order. Start with Fate Zero, take a detour into Grand Order if you want more, work your way through Stay Night and its roots, then Lord El-Melloi the Second, and finish with Strange Fake. Enjoy the ride. It's worth every second. Oh, and one more thing, I didn't include the spin-off series in this list just to keep things simple. But if you finish everything and still want more Fate in your life, there are a few worth knowing about. There's Fate Apocrypha, which takes place in a completely different timeline with two rival factions fighting over the Grail. Then there's Fate Prototype, a short film that gives you a glimpse of what the series looked like in its earliest concept. It's only about 12 minutes, but it's a fun watch. And if you're into the more slice-of-life side of things, Fate Collide liner Prisma Ilia is a magical girl spin-off set in an alternate universe. Now, none of these connect to the main storyline we talked about today. They're their own separate things, so you're not missing any crucial pieces by skipping them. Think of them as bonus content for when you're deep in the Fate rabbit hole and just not ready to leave. And that's a wrap. If this helped you figure out where to start, consider subscribing. I make videos like this for anime series that are just a little too confusing to jump into blind. See you in the next one. Kariba!